Going on YouTube? Back with another educational video today. Today we're going to be diving into different time frames here on the charts. I'm going to be going over how I use them to benefit my trading and my preparation going into each day. You know, what time frames I like to look at to analyze the overall trends and the intraday action as well as entries. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop over here into the charts and get things started. So the time frame that I enjoy the most whenever it comes to, going into the day to just see the overall levels, the overall trend as far as what I'm watching and what I think is important is going to be the hour and the 30-minute. I really like the 30-minute and the hour to tell me what basically I need to be watching for and create my plan for the day. So whenever I am, doing my morning prep, anywhere between for me, it's between 8 to 9 a.m. I'm, filtering back and forth between the 30-minute and the hour. That's really it, guys. I never really go, lower than that, especially every now and then I'll hop out to the 4 hour, but mainly it's going to be the 30-minute and the hour. This allows me to really get a bigger picture of what is happening in the market rather than, I don't want to see just singular trees. I want to see the whole forest, right? Like that's the analogy I've always heard, and I really like it because you don't want to get locked in on, the smaller time frames whenever you're trying to understand the bigger picture. So yeah, every morning I'm going to be on the 30-minute and the hourly, and I'm going to be analyzing basically what I'm watching for and what I'm seeing. So just as an example, this morning I typed out in Discord. I always for in Discord I always let everyone know the levels I'm watching. You can know kind of my trade plan for the day and what I'm planning on depending on what price does, right? So this morning I typed out in Discord to all the members that I think that buyers are present around that 516.16 area or 5616 area, around the middle of the zone I drew, as well as down here at 5605. And I typed that out this morning. We never got down here to 5605. I typed that out around 9 a.m. I believe, so right around this candle right here. We did end up coming down to the top of the zone, bouncing, and then that exact spot that I mentioned, that 5616 area. And buyers did step in. I mentioned that's where I think buyers are present. Just looking left here on the chart and the hourly, it was resistance. We broke through it, came back down, consolidated right above this area. So I knew if we came back down into this, 5, 6, 16 area, that we would definitely see some sort of reaction. And yeah, like I said, that came straight off the 30-minute and the hourly chart, guys. I don't think that levels and zones need to be anything too crazy. It just needs to be, previous points of confluence and what you see. And yeah, don't overcomplicate things on the higher time frames, because typically I'm not going to be taking entries on the higher time frames. It's just to see the overall, market structure and where I think the price will react, right? So typed out this morning, I think price is going to react at 56.16, and it did exactly that, right? Going down to lower time frames, I typically only do that intraday, like I said. So I like to watch the 5 and the 15 intraday. I'm always watching the hour throughout the day just to see how it's shaping up. But as far as intraday action, I'm always watching the 5 and the 15. Those are definitely my two favorite time frames. 5 is my favorite to take entries on, and 15 is my favorite to see the intraday trends and things of that nature. So the 15 I use a little bit less, but I do really like the 15, especially on those 15 closes. I always am checking the 15-minute candles as it closes, right? So at 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, 10 o'clock, I'm always checking to see how that 15-minute looks and is shaping up, right? And the 5-minute, like I mentioned before, is where I'm going to take the majority of my entries. I think that is the best for candle closures. I don't always wait for candle closures, but if I am waiting for a candle closure, it's probably on the 5-minute, because in my opinion, the market's based off of a lot of algorithmic, different algorithms buying and selling, and I think that the 5-minute carries a lot of weight for those algorithms. That's just kind of what I've noticed throughout my my trading journey, my 4+ years in the market. I've noticed that 5-minute closures usually are pretty telling. So I mention it all the time to the members in Discord. I'm waiting for a 5-minute. I want to see how this 5-minute closes. If it closes the way that I want it to close, I'm probably going to be taking entries. So that's kind of, I'd say 90% of my entries are based off the 5-minute chart. And Yeah, so whenever I'm not in a trade, I'm never watching the 1 minute, guys. 1 minute causes a lot of noise whenever you're not in a trade. You can see a lot of things. You can almost see anything you want to see on the 1 minute, to be honest. I mean, if the 1 minute is forever changing, always moving, so many candles to read. I think it's a lot of noise whenever you're not in a trade. But once I am in a trade, every now and then I will pop down to the 1 minute to just see, I guess that lower time frame action, just in case I want to make a split second decision. A lot of times I don't do that, but if I am, like today, for example, I took a break even. I actually took two break evens today. And the second one that I took, I was managing off the 1 minute chart just because it was a higher risk entry for me. I knew that I liked the setup. It was enough of an A plus setup for me to want to put on risk, but I wasn't willing to wait on those 5 minute closures to manage my risk, right? I knew that I was going to, and I mentioned that before entering. I said, this is going to be one I'm going to manage quickly. If it doesn't give me exactly what I want when I want it, I'm going to call it, because this is not, this is not a 10 out of 10 setup. This is an 8 out of 10 setup. And I do believe it's, worthy of some risk, but I definitely don't want to wait on the 5 minute closures in order to manage my trade. So that's, how I use the 1 minute. Like I said, it does cause a lot of noise, and you can see anything you want to see on the 1 minute. You get your brain, our human brains will make you think that you are seeing what you need to be seeing just because it's on the 1 minute. I mean, that's just kind of the way that I think about it. But yeah, so that's the basis of how I use, different time frames regarding preparation, and then intraday action, and then looking for entries and managing my trades. Another thing that I want to note is, I believe, like I mentioned, that 5 minute closures are very important. In my opinion, 1 hour closures are very important as well. One thing that I've noticed on hourly candles, guys, if you close an hourly candle full body, no wick to the upside or no wick to the downside, I would say 9 times out of 10, you're gonna retrace a lot of that previous hourly candle. And whenever I say that, I mean in this instance right here. Okay, so this is a bearish hourly candle to the downside, correct? Closes no bottom wick. Immediately they give you a top wick here, basically retracing half this candle. That is one thing I want to note on how I use the hourly chart as well. I'm always watching these hourly closures because I do think they carry a lot of weight, and there's more to it than just that, but that's just one little piece of advice, that if an hourly candle closes full body in that direction, expect some sort of retracement. Whether it's going to retrace half that candle or the whole candle, you never know. But my point being is, I definitely have noticed throughout my years that if an hourly candle closes full body, you're going to see there's not enough liquidity there. The reasoning behind that is the liquidity on the hourly is probably running thin towards that direction. They need to see some sort of pullback, or pull up in this scenario, right? Moving to the downside, they need an upper wick to grab liquidity. That's what that is. It's a liquidity grab. On the lower time frames, if you drop down, you would see it, but on the hourly, what that is we're running out of steam here. Let's grab some more liquidity up here, then we'll go lower, right? We end up going a little bit lower, nothing crazy. Similar situation here, right? Full body candle close. Let's grab a little bit of liquidity, push higher, right? Same situation here, right? Full body close to the bullish side. We see a massive wick to the downside just to keep pushing higher. So that goes back to grabs on liquidity, and I'll put out a future video on that as well, because I have not touched on that yet. But that is a huge part of my trading, is looking for liquidity grabs. And we know that liquidity is always sitting at highs and lows, right? The market loves to target highs and lows. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope that you got something out of the explanations there. I hope that this can benefit you guys in some way. But it's pretty simple, right? I think that with the market, simplicity is the way to long-term success, right? I don't think that you need some crazy model in order to be profitable. I think that you need to find what works for you, and as long as it works for you, who cares, right? That's kind of my thought process with a lot of the things that I do. If it's making me money and it's paying my bills, then that's all that matters, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about multiple time frame analysis, and that you got something out of it. But yeah, as far as I think it's important to utilize all different time frames because you want to see the bigger picture, you want to see the intraday action, and you also want to see like those lower time frame wicks in order to, basically solidify your thesis for your trade, or to, see if you need to stay in the trade you're in and things of that nature. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you don't mind smashing that subscribe button, the like button, and drop a comment too if you guys don't mind. Yeah, I appreciate everyone hanging out today, and I hope you guys once again got something out of this. And I will see you guys later this week with a lifestyle content video. Going to be getting out more of a vlog style content. I know I mentioned that last week. Had some family in town this past week, so wasn't able to get that out, but I will be getting out a lifestyle video at some point this week. So peace out, guys. Have a good afternoon, and I will catch you guys later this week.